Tony Virtue speaking, Virtue and Partners with our regular monthly update. And good to see the community gradually getting back into work. We can see the cafes, the restaurants beginning to open again, and that's a welcome sign for our community. Quite a rally on the markets as we speak. The Australian market well up, and some of the financial stock up 8-9% in one day. So possibly counterintuitively when you look at what's going on in the world, but as the graphs below show you, certainly the US market's now actually up over 12 months in spite of everything that we've seen. So quite a disconnect between, I guess, the reality in walking around and looking at what's going on in our community and where markets are. Markets are a forward-looking indicator, and I guess the message there is that the virus may not cause as much economic damage as was originally the case, and with hyper low interest rates encouraging reinvestments, that maybe we're on the mend. Time will tell, and this has certainly been quite a inequitable recovery. What I mean by that is that those who have jobs, those who've been able to hang on to their shares, their properties, will probably see this rebound fairly quickly, steadily. Those who are struggling with their jobs, etc., have been forced to sell, have been left behind. So quite an economic issue for us to deal with there. Property so far seems to be holding up. I've done some work there for you to see as far as the majority of properties in Australia are owner-occupied, providing jobs are still there. People are buying this primarily to live in rather than for economic growth. And at this stage, for a while there'll be difficulties with net migration. There'll be a lack of students coming in. Certainly the education sector has been quite severely damaged. But as you know, I teach at university. We are seeing ways through there. I think you'll find that students will be able to get back here. Net migration with a higher level of quarantine can be turned around. So look, as we speak at the moment, as I say, quite a rally. It does show that you need to take a very long-term view to investments. Had you sold in March, in mid-March, you know, the Australian equity market now up about 35% or a third, to give you a guide there. So a phenomenal change. And it does show you need to have adequate reserves. You need to have nerves of steel, or get someone like myself to make those decisions. You need to look at the long-term value of assets rather than the short-term sentiment. Moving forward, we're coming to financial year end. There are certain incentives from the federal government. In superannuation, just to remind you, you can put $25,000 in from work-related super, $100,000 from your own resources. Instant asset write-off. Those of you in business can write off an asset up to $150,000. So with cash rates being so low, this may be a good time to buy good assets and write them straight down. We'll be working hard right up to year end. It's been a pretty tough time for everybody, but good to see you all getting back to work. Good to see the city beginning to come back to life. And I look forward to talking to you in a few weeks' time. Tony Virtue, when experience pays.